In Ireland, we've had, I think I saw a news article, like 10 days without any sun. Like, the just clouds were covering everything and it was grim and dark. I saw this book and I read a chunk of it last night, and now it's nice and sunny this morning. So I don't know if that's a good sign here, but I just wanted to do a quick reaction. I saw this book on Global Comics last night, and I think I'd seen a different cover, or just that name, Void Rival. And I was sitting down to read the last chapter of the Court of Owls, Batman Court of Owls, but then I don't know what it was. I says, here, let me just try this out, because I saw Robert Kirkman at the top, and I know he's been doing Transformers and G.I. Joe and stuff like that. So when I started reading it, I saw More Than Meets the Eyes, and I was like, is this some kind of like Transformers thing? I don't know anything about it at all. Like, I'm just completely coming into this blind. I don't even want to look into it like, I do now know it's tied in with Transformers from the first. I don't know how this works. It's hard to tell if there's like issue breaks or whatever, so I just kind of stopped at a point that seemed relevant. But what a beautiful book. Like, oh my god, like the story, to be honest, nothing really major blew me away about the story in the first chunk that I read. Like, it was kind of just fine. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just read it and it was fine. The art is phenomenal. Holy shit. Like, just love this guy's art. What's his name? Hang on a second. Lorenzo De Felicia. Is that Italian? Sounds Italian. Anyway, it's kind of a bit confusing, because it then underneath artists has Mateus Lopez and Patricio Del Peche, and they've done different chapters. So maybe they're the colorists and Lorenzo is doing the line art. But to be honest, I'd love to see what these look like in black and white. Like, the colors are like so fucking just perfect. But it, like, even when you look at some of this stuff, like like this kind of barren planet, and there's like a wrecked ship, and then a punch comes out through like a windshield of this vessel, and then you see this character kind of climbing out. You find out that the arm is like a sentient thing, and it's like dragging him around to this medipack, and just the kind of this artist, you get a feeling that they were an animator at some point or something like that. Like, it's like the art is kind of minimalistic. Like, in a weird way, I look at it and think I'd love to emulate this in some way, because it looks it doesn't look labor intensive, even though it's beautiful, like, and simplistic. Obviously you have to have that knowledge of, like, structure and storytelling and composition, all that type of stuff. Like, but there's no real, like, I don't think there's any real kind of long laborious elements to the process of this. Like, but I guess I won't go on too long about it. Like, I will do more videos on this as time goes by, just to kind of track my reaction to it. But it was really the art that got me. Like, some of these shots here, like with this character around the wreckage, like, there's some really, really nice, like, essentially it's like two enemies have crashed on a planet, and both of their ships are wrecked, and the two of them start fighting. But then they decide that let's kind of pool our resources to get out of here. And then they come across a transformer. Like, they kind of reanimate a transformer, which the name I've heard of. Even the artist draws the transformers amazingly. Like, well, even it's only one transformer. His name is Jetfire. Here he is buried in all this earth. And like, when they reanimate him, he look at that, it's beautiful. I love that shadow being cast over this character. I don't know any of the characters' names, I've kind of forgot them already, but yeah, I love the design of the female character. Like, I don't know, I just love that like lopsided looking helmet that she has on. Like, but he just flies off. Like, he kind of, whatever way he figures it out, he's got kind of he looks at the erosion on his metal, and he figures out that he's been here for millions of years. It's like he landed on the planet when it was a living planet, and now it's a dead planet, so he's just been there a long time. But he kind of just transforms and flies off. Like, so I don't know if we'll see Jetfire again. Like, but I guess maybe the idea of this first chapter was this kind of reveal that they're enemies, and they decide to take their helmets off because to kind of trust each other, and it turns out that both of them are of the same kind of race or species. To be honest, I saw that coming a mile away. I don't know what it was. I just knew that was what was going to happen. Like, but this is where I left the story. But I'm definitely going to read more. Like even all this kind of, look at that wrecked vessel and the guy trying to fix it. So that's just beautiful. Holy shit! What amazing artwork. But look, I'll leave it at that. Really impressed. So artistically impressed. The story hasn't done too much for me, but I'll stick with it and see where we go.